I am tired of all these streaming apps.
Oh my God, what's wrong now?
$10 a month, $20 a month, and if you get the no ads plan, it's suddenly triple.
Ugh, yeah, that hurts.
I just want to listen to music without worrying about costs, shuffle it, hear surprises, pay less.
You can.
Wait, what?
This.
Oh, wow, I forgot this song even existed. What app is this?
No app. That's 98.9 The Bull. That's called radio.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Mother's Justice Show right here on 1150 AM KKNW. I am your host, Omari Salisbury, also known as the Big O, holding it down for my mama, the Reverend Harriet Walden. She sends her regards to everybody, and man, we really hope to be able to have her back soon. Back here very, very soon. Be fantastic. Joined in the studio today by Converge Media co-founder Erik Kalligraphy.
What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody.
Oh, man, I see you brought your super chill voice. Is that what it is, huh? All right, well, what a fantastic sunny day here in Seattle. We'll take these anytime we can get them, man, because the weather has been crazy. But today is like, ooh, this is nice, huh?
And it's a beautiful day, man. A day where I don't have to wear a jacket or a hoodie is a win.
Yeah, it's been a bit unpredictable for sure. We got a few different things to talk about here today. Lots of headlines. We got quite a few actually to get through. But before that, man, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Like I said, Erik Kalligraphy, co-founder of Converge Media, and I'll let you take it from there.
Oh, man. My name's Erik Kalligraphy, co-founder of Converge Media. I'm a local photographer, Central District native, city kid, everywhere from the 253 to the 425. I've been around, and essentially I'm just a local artist.
Local artist, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's what you want to scale it down to, huh?
Man, yeah, I'd rather keep it chill. Because, at the end of the day, all I want to do is create art.
All right, good stuff. Well, Mr. Local Artist, happy to hear that. Now, speaking of art, this is one of the things I actually wanted to talk to you about since you have lots of opinions. We spoke some in the car. Just remember, you're on live radio. Now, I'm not worried about you, saying anything you're not supposed to say, as in, bad words. But just remember, this is live radio, so you're not going to be able to take it back.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep some of my conspiracy theories to myself.
So there you go. But as an artist, as a lifelong artist in this city, man, what do you, what's the temperature in the room? You know what I'm saying? I know that art, for me, being around art in this city, especially the last 10 years, has had a lot to do with also social change, injustice, and everything else. But yeah, man, what's the state? You're somebody who goes to the art walks. You go to Pioneer Square Art Walk. You go to Capitol Hill Art Walk, Central District Art Walk. Yeah, I mean, you're in with all your friends are artists. You create art yourself. What's happening?
Well, I think our scene's kind of going through a renaissance, in a sense. We're finally localizing and stabilizing. There was a time where the art walks weren't huge news to the city. There used to be a Georgetown art walk. People used to pop up and we would have fun. I think the music scene's thriving. I think the artist scene is thriving. There's a lot of room for new people to come in and showcase their art. There's a lot of local vendors and local art galleries that are showcasing people. There's people are starting to use or take advantage of the city, such as the on-the-block vendor markets that happen. People are taking advantage of Cal Anderson Park, doing pop-up thriftings, under the Fremont Bridge, Columbia City. I think our scene is thriving at this current moment.
Sure, but if it's thriving, how come all the artists are talking about that they're broke and can't get paid, though? Is it thriving as in opportunities to showcase your art? Or is it in what are your metrics for thriving, I guess is my question.
I think I'm saying thriving as in artists are fully allowed to create art and chase their art. Now, is there money in this art? I mean, it depends on your hustle. You know what I'm saying? Some people work really hard. It also depends on you as a person. But I think that it's thriving creatively. I don't think that we are thriving economically.
So the creativity is not stifled. The creativity here is on and popping.
Absolutely.
But the money.
Well, yeah, the money to sell art, there has to be people that could afford to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And as you know, everybody's broke.
Yeah. Well, everybody's definitely broke. But I mean, Seattle's a city that says that they commit a lot, they donate a lot. There's grants for this. There's a lot of art. And they talk about now with this creative economy, and whatever that is or actually means. I think that Seattle's the kind of city that you can starve extravagantly. Vitamin D gave me that term years ago, and he had just came off, made all these records and Grammy nominations and everything else. And I'm like, bro, man, you out here doing it. He was like, nah, man, I actually am starving extravagantly. And so I think that we see a lot of artists. I mean, it's just not everybody, not everybody's going to tell you their whole story or what they got going on and everything else. But, man, it just seems like there might be a glass ceiling here. I don't be hearing a lot of artists talking about, I just bought my home off my art or my second home, or I just put my kids through college, or it's this and that. It's like hella hustles. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just the life of it. Not everybody. You was hanging out with Chaluli and them. Not everybody's rolling like Chaluli, but you know.
And I think that there is a glass ceiling. And that ceiling has half to do with the artists and half to do with how they are being funded, right? Not to go all the way into specifics, but, you have to have a union that makes sense for both parties for people to thrive, right? And I think between government funding and artists or the city or whatever, there's still a tug of war of what needs to go where, who needs to get what, right? What space should be funded, what dreams should be scaled bigger, right? What should be platformed, what shouldn't, right? What is required to receive this money? And ultimately, how does this art or any type of art affect the well-being of the community?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel you. I just, I think maybe Seattle might also be a city where it's like, a lot of everyday artists, hustlers, man, they just don't have a route to the bag, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. As an artist for years, I can find a little bit of money by telling people I do my art, right?
That's dope.
And I mean, that goes back to when I used to stand on 4th and Pine. This is back in the old hip hop days, right? And all the local rappers would congregate there, and everybody would have a CD for sale, right? With their actual music on it. And, like you remember our friend Nima? He sold 100,000 copies between there, South Center, and different malls, right? So the opportunity came to him, but he also walked towards the opportunity, There's always a way to make money, but once again, our downtown doesn't exist.
So why do you say that? Why does downtown not exist, and what did it used to exist?
I mean, downtown, if you're from Seattle, you remember how downtown used to be. We used to have our department stores. We used to have, little corner stores and just places for people to go. Places, there's always people walking around from street to street, right? This is before line bikes. Our Metro bus system was only in the tunnel. And there was just a lot of things to do. Right now, you go downtown, all the buildings are empty, right? You walk into either of the two malls down there, nobody's in there, You look up, there's nobody in the offices, right? The major department store, Macy's, I think that's a Uniqlo, or however you say that, on the corner. If you remember how big that building is, it's 6 floors, 7 floors, right?
Real deal department store.
Yeah. And a lot of the space is just empty and unused. And that means the people aren't downtown anymore. And if there are people, they're down by the Amazon area, which is its own little cluster of things,
Yeah, you're right. The downtown Seattle, and I mean, of course, our studios are right there on First Avenue in downtown, so we witness and experience it every day. Is that, man, there's a lot of stuff that's closed. And I'd say that I'm a champion of downtown. I want downtown to come back. I'm not one of those doom and gloomers. You know what I'm saying? I think that the waterfront park was, man, it did exactly what they said was going to happen, man. Exactly what they said. And actually, big shout out, Joy Shigaki. The waterfront just announced today that Joy Shigaki is stepping down after 4 transformative years leading Friends of Waterfront Park.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, so it looks like July 17th is going to be Joy's last day there. But, man, I mean, what an amazing job that Joy and the team have done there at the waterfront. I mean, it's just totally transformational. But, yeah, like the waterfront is doing, like, the waterfront is waterfronting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real. The
It's
waterfront's
beautiful.
slapping. Yeah.
Yeah, and I say that as an old Seattleite who was sad to see the viaduct go.
Yeah.
I
I remember driving on the viaduct that last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we was on there. Everybody's honking their horns and this and that. Yeah, that was a special moment. Yeah, no, this new waterfront is, I mean, it's dope. It's exactly what they promised it would be, and it's definitely like a crown jewel of downtown Seattle. And it's just like, man, how do we get more people engaged in it? Because you're right though, man. Walking up a lot of these streets, first, second, third. And you see a lot of just empty space. And like I said, I be wondering, like, man, how do we get, people back? And you're right. So if people ain't hanging downtown then, since you're a trend spotter and people follow, where are people hanging out at then? I mean, they going somewhere.
Well,
they just at home. Like, what's happening?
Seattleites, man, people in Seattle, we have this thing of just moving the way to where it's comfortable. So there's neighborhoods like our immediate downtown Seattle isn't moving at all. But once you get to Capitol Hill, you get people there and moving around all day. With the hustle and bustle, that's where your artists kind of stay. You get to the Central District, is what it's always been as far as a neighborhood. It just looks a lot different. And people go places to hang out, but there's no place to centralize, which is downtown. Right? Remember, we used to go to downtown Seattle and park our car in Pioneer Square and either cab or walk all the way up to Belltown with different places and things to do on nightlife, right? Every area, even split into different pieces, had something to do. Now, you're just kind of taking the walk of a gauntlet, making sure you don't get hurt.
Making sure you don't get hurt. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, Seattle can. I mean, man, hey, you very well get your wig split, man.
Yeah.
It has not been, I mean, Seattle can be very dangerous at times. I mean, I'm sure like any city, every city or whatever it can be. But, oh, man, actually, did you see that, the guy on IGTV, I think his name is Jerry, and he be talking about different cities across America. He said that Bellevue is the most uninhabitable because they don't have any culture or anything. He said the only thing worse than Bellevue is Sammamish who wants to be a small Bellevue. I was like, I was like, man, what is this? They were like, yeah, man, they have all the amenities but no culture.
Well, I went down that rabbit hole the other day.
Oh, man.
And, man, I almost want to pull it up on my phone, but it wasn't until like the 1980s that because of different laws that people of other cultures were even able to buy property in Bellevue. So, spot on if that's what he's saying. But I like Bellevue. It's comfortable, it's peaceful. The parks are.
I mean,
nice.
that's the whole point of Bellevue. It's just like, yeah, man, we're not Seattle. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But
That's wild.
nah, I hear you. I hope. I mean, we'll see what everybody keeps talking about. Seattle seems like it's put a lot of eggs in the World Cup basket, and man, like what's happening is that Seattle is one of the cities where, man, all the numbers are down, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people are canceling their hotel reservations, and there's a lot of ticket. I mean, I think our president definitely had a big part to do with that. But then also, like, man, the tickets in the U.S. are way higher. Like down in Mexico City, man, the tickets are cheap, and up in Vancouver. But here in the U.S., man, they've priced a lot of people out the World Cup, man.
Well, I mean, you live in Seattle.
Yeah,
I live in Seattle. I'm priced out of my living.
yeah, you can't even live.
Yeah, man, I gotta go. I have to leave the city to go grocery shopping, right?
I leave the city to get gas. It's crazy, man. That, like, that's what I'm saying, though, bro. But people look at both of us and don't realize we starving extravagantly. See, we're out here, you gotta get some pictures on the gram today in this beautiful studio with Seattle in the background and this amazing engineer, Mr. Erik Burris, and then we're gonna go and do something else. And man, people are gonna be like, man, Big O Calligraphy, man, they're living their best life. These are artists who are making it happen in Seattle. And it's like, no, we're poor. We just know how to make it look good. Take advantage of every opportunity to market ourselves to hopefully one day get out of poverty, man.
Man,
you get what I'm saying?
I know exactly. I'm living it.
I think Seattle's full of a lot of people like that, is what I'm telling you. But, man, we know how to, like, if the people who dress, they know how to dress fly. People who whatever, the people like me who know how to leverage any kind of opportunity, you know what I'm saying, and marketing and communications. The average people, man, you know how many people think I'm a millionaire?
Man, look, man.
Wild.
There's a video of me with our Emmys where I got stopped because remember I had to leave. I didn't go to the Emmys that year, and I had to pick mine up from our intern who was amazing. Travis, right?
Yeah, Tavis Conway.
Yeah, but remember, I had my Emmy on a city scooter going up Pike, and they caught me in front of mediums, and they were like, "Yo, you're all dressed up," and who else pulls it? I was like, "Man, can't get in the car. Just not paying for gas." Man.
I mean, it's real, dog. It's crazy. So it's like your whole lifestyle now is be like on a scooter or something, and everybody's like, "Oh man, I just love like how you're able to, reduce your footprint and be on a scooter." And man, guys just don't realize, man, bro, I can't pay for gas, or actually my car got repossessed. I'm just making the best out of this situation, and now I'm scooter man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I'll be an honest person and say I actually now prefer cycling, right?
look at you.
And I use all the bike lanes and the trails. The city's beautiful.
Good for you.
But I will definitely say this. The number one thing is I don't ever want to deal with Seattle traffic. The bike from my commute, just in the inner city, gets me anywhere faster than a car. For the most part,
Yeah, I mean, that's you. That suits your lifestyle. It's a lot of people, clearly that won't. You know what I'm saying?
But I have to barter and trade to get rides to go get groceries. See, there's a trade-off.
Yeah, because you're starving extravagantly and can't shop at the grocery store around the corner from your house.
Which is dangerous.
Also a dangerous space. Speaking of danger, unfortunately, when we come back from the break, man, we're going to take a serious note here. Erik has worked on several gun violence prevention programs and actually developed a few over the years. So we want to take a look as we go into these summer months now and the sun's out, man, the guns are out, and see what's going on. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show right here at 11:50 a.m. KKNW.
Looking for media that truly represents us? Converge Media is where culture meets truth. Seattle's leading Black-owned media network, bringing you powerful stories, local news, and conversations that matter. From the morning update show to groundbreaking community coverage, Converge shines a light on the voices that shape our city, our leaders, our artists, our families. Stay informed, stay inspired, stay connected at whereweconverge.com. That's whereweconverge.com. Converge Media, telling our stories, our way.
Hey, y'all. It's time we take care of what's ours. The Black Legacy Homeowners Hub is now open at the McKinney Center, a safe space to learn, connect, and protect our family homes. Whether you're fixing up your house, passing it down, or just trying to hold on, we've got real people, real help, and real answers waiting for you. So come on by. Drop in between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the McKinney Center on 21st and Jackson. Let's keep our legacy strong, together.
When our children aren't safe, none of us can rest. Mothers for Police Accountability has been standing on the front lines for decades, demanding justice, truth, and transparency in Seattle. But we can't do it alone. We need you, parents, students, neighbors, to join us. Volunteer, speak up, be part of the movement that keeps our communities safe and our voices heard. Visit mothersforpoliceaccountability.org. That's mothersforpoliceaccountability.org. And stand with the mothers who never stop fighting for what's right. Mothers for Police Accountability, love in action for justice. Being a Black homeowner in the Pacific Northwest comes with questions, and you don't have to find the answers alone. Black Homeowner Magazine is your trusted source for support, education, and community, helping you protect your home, your equity, and your generational legacy. Inside every issue, you'll find real stories, expert guidance, and local resources, all designed to keep Black homeowners informed, connected, and rooted right here in the Pacific Northwest. Because ownership is more than property, it's community. Black Homeowner Magazine, where ownership meets community.
Get inspired every hour right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
All right, welcome back to the Mother's Justice Show right here on 1150 AM KKNW. I am your host, the Big O, joined today by my friend, my colleague, Converge Media co-founder, Erik Kalligraphy.
Hello, hello.
Kallig, you dig? All right, man. It has it's crazy when I say this though, man. It's been funky like my whole life. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about violence and gun violence and what's happening out here in the streets. You know, this year, and this is just Seattle we're talking about, man, but this year, January 30th was the murder of two students out there at Rainier Beach High School. And so like the year started off just in the worst kind of way, of course. And man, there has been a lot of shootings and a lot of shots fired over the last few months. And then even over the weekend, there was a teen, it looks like it was shot in the head in critical condition. And man, that looked like, I mean, they said there was a whole lot of bullets. Like a lot. I mean, it's South Seattle right now. It's a lot of gunplay happening out there. And also in other pockets across the city as well. Man, it just seems like this is an issue that continues to stay with us, irregardless of dynamics.
Yeah, I mean, when people are hungry, they're going to find a way to eat, you know? And where we fail out a lot of times is we're attempting to feed the people, but I don't know if we're feeding the people in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because, one, when we were young, we had places to go, you know? And granted, with all the places to go, I still found a wonderful, stupid, idiotic way to contribute to the other side of life, right? Because of my environment. And I really think that there was places for us to go. The things that saved me as a teen no longer exist. There is no more open mics where a teacher who was doing a program after school really told another kid to tell other kids to come and be at this open mic. I was never in tribes. I would just go up there, right? After school, and there's no places for people to perform, right? I don't see us at the libraries as much anymore, right? There's just a lot of stuff missing that we had. There's no programs that we are obligated to, right? It doesn't have to be sports all the time, you know? Where's our 4-H's, you know? Where's our Black Achievers? I remember I hated Black Achievers at the Y, right? As a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But guess how much it impacted me as an adult? Just by having somewhere to go on a Saturday up early in the morning, to where I was, if I didn't learn anything, I was already ready to go to bed by 11 or be home. So I wasn't out in the streets, you know? There's just a lot of stuff that's missing.
Yeah, one for sure. I mean, I recall all the time that Seattle was a different city. Of course, times do change, but it was a different city when I was a kid. It was a city actually for kids. I remind people we used to have Kids Day. They had our own holiday in the city of Seattle, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything was free and this and that. Seattle's become much more of a dog city than a kid city. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure. And a lot of those things, those resources and just great like programs, I mean, they just don't exist anymore. And, you know, a lot of programs now are just, they're intervention based. But, you know, I mean, those were programs back in the day when you talk about that, you know, and Upward Bound and all these kind of things. It's just, you know, it's cool stuff.
I mean, look at the words you use. Intervention, right?
Mm-hmm.
We believe that intervention only happens on the corner outside of the school, right? We believe that intervention only starts with the problematic kids, right? But intervention isn't something you do at one moment at certain hours throughout the day, right? I was talking to our good friend Deontay the other day, right? And he was giving me a ride home, and I watched this man get a phone call, and he said, I got to go over here and help this person with this, you know? And he says, this is the work that people don't see. I talk to you often, right? And you do things, and you say, this is the work that people don't see, right? And intervention is that. This stuff has to be happening on all fronts. Intervention happened at 4-H, walking the tightrope. Intervention happened getting the Phillies best after Black Achievers, right? Intervention happened at Douglas Truth with Sam telling me to hush, right? Intervention happened at Rotary with Adam, you know? So, I mean, I think we got to start looking at how we think about intervention, because the way we're thinking about it is at best keeping a balance of, or keeping it at a level. It's not changing it, you know? We're not intervening, or, I mean, but who knows? There could be a lot more things that happen if we weren't doing the efforts we have. But we need to expand our efforts, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, too. That it's like, I mean, the thing is, we have programs and organizations in our community that are ground zero for prevention. Like, I mean, we need to invest in those, whether it's sports programs, whether it's the arts, things like jazz ed. You see what I'm saying? Or programs like Fathers and Sons Together. I mean, these things need investment, and they're underinvested in by our own community and also by government stakeholders. They're underinvested in, and we pay a much higher price. We pay a dollar price, and most importantly, we pay a physical and traumatic price when we don't invest early and often with our youth, and we see the results playing out, you know, in the city. And the thing is, too, this is real interesting because times have really changed, Eric, that, you know, in my time, it was a lot of the street gangs, people might know, Crips, Bloods, folks, you know, all that kind of stuff, man. It was like territory-based, this neighborhood, everything else. Right now, they have what's called group violence, you know what I'm saying, where it's not based on it. It's all a clique, you know, and the clique could be made up of people from, you know, anywhere from Everett to Tacoma and in between. You know, they have a common whatever, you know, a common interest, and that's kind of like what's occurring. But one of the things, though, as well, is a good number of these kids that are caught up in this group violence, they're not the hungry ones, bro. You know, when we started off, you said that, man, the people are hungry And then you feel, man, a lot of these kids, man, they coming from great homes, parents own the home, it's this and that and everything else. They just want to be out there. And that's one of the kind of the big things you see that's different is, like I said, back in the day, it really was cats that was out there, starving. They're selling dope to try to pay their rent, their mama's rent, or to eat, or to do all these different kinds of things. Or they was running with the gang because, I mean, man, they're in the neighborhood. It's like, what am I going to do? And so I'm just saying that some of the dynamics are different, but it's the same results.
It's the same results. And just to add on to what you said, there's a few things I want to say, right? One, the era that you grew up in was the introduction of gang culture in Seattle. We didn't have our first teen murder until the mid-'80s, right? But number two, those people those hungry kids or those hungry people are out there, right? And they are out there in the streets. The problem is, and why we probably see so much death, is that these other kids that you're talking about who don't have to be out there, get out there and they get into it, right? Because now you're acting as if you belong here, but you're not equipped to belong here, right? And you end up becoming a victim because anybody who is out there hungry has a full-on understanding that they're out for self, right? You know what I'm saying? And there's different type of loyalties and rules that they're already accustomed to, You put people outside that don't understand the rules, or you put people in a game and they don't know how to play the game, they're not going to be good at the game. They're going to fail, And so I think that our culture, mainstream culture, has pushed the idea for a long time, 20, 30, 40 years now, right, that street life is cool because we could tell the stories of our poverty. And the only way we can get out is that. Right? And not only is it not the only way to get out the life that you live, right? It's also not that cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to wake up paranoid every day, right? But nobody's talking about that, right? Who wants to, I'm a sober person. I don't ever want to be in that state where I'm sedated all the time just to operate through life, And that's what you have to be out there, and that's what they're saying is cool as far as the culture. So, I mean, we need to talk to the kids. We need alternate people to look at. Was it 2 weeks when Amar's dad was here? When he said, his son said, "Why do you keep bringing gang members to class?"
Hello. That's exactly what he said. I said, "Dad, how come they're not bringing people like you here for us to learn from, or firefighters or astronauts or something? Why is the all people they bring in here are people who've been jammed up in prison?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and that was such like a light bulb moment for me. I'm like, yeah, man, who why? I mean, so let me just tell you something, man. There's this redemption story that's been cemented into into so many of us that, you have to go to prison and then find yourself in prison and then redeem yourself to be whatever. Man, that's what gets all the money. That's what gets all the attention. That's even where all the resources are at. And which is crazy that, like, people love that redemption story, for black men, black males. It's like, oh, you had to go to prison, or you had to have that story where it's like me and my brothers and sisters used to fight over one bologna sandwich because we couldn't eat, and then we were stealing the cable from next door. And I mean, it's like people love to, like, yeah, it's horrible. So if you're just like a regular, like the majority of most black folks is just, man, working hard, just trying to make it or whatever, there's nothing for you. You see what I'm saying? People are so bought into, and that's the only way. And that's why it's like, and then the way they set it up is guys get out of prison and they get into all these other resources. They get out of prison, you got a house, you got great health insurance, you're getting paid good and everything else. Yeah, and the people that that's doing it right, that might be unemployed or barely getting by. And so, like, even the optics of how, especially here in King County, how like a lot of this stuff works is wild.
Well, I mean, it's hard, right? Because I do just think people deserve second chances. I do think people deserve a clear path to reintegrate into society. You know what I'm saying? From whatever. But I also think that there should be help for people. When I was, I was a homeless teen, as you very well know. Now I guess the world knows, right? I used to try to get resources to get my own apartment and to find a place to live, right? And the number one answer I would get is that couldn't be helped because I wasn't on drugs and I didn't have any kids, right?
Mm.
And that doesn't take away from the people that are on drugs and that have kids. They need help, right? But it doesn't mean that the person that doesn't have those things doesn't need help, right? You know? But at this point in time, 2026, I don't know too many people that don't need help in this city.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was watching this thing with this homelessness down in San Francisco, and a dude said he was going to get his brother off the street. His brother was addicted, and he said that all the people he went to talk to, the harm reduction people, he was like, "Hey, my brother, he's trying to, get off dope," and it was like, "Yeah, we don't do that." Oh. And 3 different times he tried to get, took his brother to places down there on the streets of San Francisco and was like, "Yo, man, we don't do that." He said the last time he saw his brother asked for $20 to get some food. And he said he hung out and he saw his brother ride off like on his bike. He said he got a Hondo. And then, man, later on that night, somebody sent him a picture of his brother who had overdosed and passed away. And 3 different times down there in the streets, he was like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to just get him. He needs help." Everybody's like, "That's not what we do." You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't know how San Francisco works out. One thing I know about Seattle is you could drop somebody off, right? If they want help, there's help out here, right? But I just think as a person that understands being sober, again, out of it, for a lot of people, it's really hard to stay in the same environment, And it's also, you have to stay in the environment if that's what your livelihood's tied to. If you have to get food at the corner store where the dope dealer's in front of, right? Every day, you got to walk past that until they say, "Hey, I want to give you something for free because I miss your spending," right? I think our system needs a lot of work, and it needs accountability on all sides, not just the government. It needs accountability from the government, from the people, right? We need to understand what we're done with this experiment. Mm-hmm. Now, what works and what doesn't? We have given homeless, we have jailed people that are addicts. We have given them tools to give their addiction or to fuel their addiction. We have housed them. We have built more houses. We have let them just be out in the street on their own volition, right? Matter of fact, at some point, it was semi-okay to do drugs in public, right? Like Amsterdam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guarantee you, in all these different experiments, we found out things that work and things that don't, right? And I'm not an expert. There's people out there that dedicate their life to this, right? We got to figure out what works and what doesn't, right? And how do we get people that don't want help to have help, right? How do we get people that want help to be able to get in place so they can receive the help? And what do we do with people once they get help? Yeah, hey, we helped you. That's it, right? People need to be walked to a point. You just can't give somebody a house and say, this is all you need, right? Because if somebody has an apartment and no job, they can't keep the house. It's lottery winners. People win the lottery and blow all their money in years because they don't have the correct mental tools to continue to make that money work. And that's where we're at. How do we, if we're going to help, How do we help people and also equip them with the right mental tools to take that help and move forward from it instead of asking for it every time the grant process comes up, every time they relapse, every time this and that, right? Now, we all know none of these things are easy, right? Addiction's not easy. Houselessness is not easy, right? Some people just want to change their diet and eat more greens. That's not easy, right? You know what I'm saying? But how do we start working towards a common train of thought around everything? Because one of the biggest problems is all of us have the answers. Everybody has the answers, right? But when can we agree on one answer and make it work? You know, that's where I'm at.
That's real. A lot of that I know comes from lived experience as well. Wild. Well, let's see. Well, it's almost time for a break. Yeah, take a quick break right here. I think we can. We'll come back. We can update on some headlines and also what we've been up to over at Converge, which has been interesting as of late. You're watching. So I'm going to the TV show later on tonight. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show right here on 1150 AM KKNW.
Hey, y'all. It's time we take care of what's ours. The Black Legacy Homeowners Hub is now open at the McKinney Center, a safe space to learn, connect, and protect our family homes. Whether you're fixing up your house, passing it down, or just trying to hold on, we've got real people, real help, and real answers waiting for you. So come on by. Drop in between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the McKinney Center on 21st and Jackson. Let's keep our legacy strong, together.
Looking for media that truly represents us? Converge Media is where culture meets truth. Seattle's leading Black-owned media network, bringing you powerful stories, local news, and conversations that matter. From the morning update show to groundbreaking community coverage, Converge shines a light on the voices that shape our city, our leaders, our artists, our families. Stay informed, stay inspired, stay connected at whereweconverge.com. That's whereweconverge.com. Converge Media, telling our stories, our way. Being a Black homeowner in the Pacific Northwest comes with questions, and you don't have to find the answers alone. Black Homeowner Magazine is your trusted source for support, education, and community, helping you protect your home, your equity, and your generational legacy. Inside every issue, you'll find real stories, expert guidance, and local resources, all designed to keep Black homeowners informed, connected, and rooted right here in the Pacific Northwest. Because ownership is more than property, it's community. Black Homeowner Magazine, where ownership meets community. When our children aren't safe, none of us can rest. Mothers for Police Accountability has been standing on the front lines for decades, demanding justice, truth, and transparency in Seattle. But we can't do it alone. We need you, parents, students, neighbors, to join us. Volunteer, speak up, be part of the movement that keeps our communities safe and our voices heard. Visit mothersforpoliceaccountability.org. That's mothersforpoliceaccountability.org. And stand with the mothers who never stop fighting for what's right. Mothers for Police Accountability. Love in action for justice.
Going our own way every day. Alternative Talk 1150.
All right, welcome back to the Mother's Justice Show right here on 1150 AM KKNW. My name is the Big O, joined today by Erik Kalligraphy. Man.
You guys be jamming on the way back into the show.
Man, it's Erik, man. You know, he's true professional. Yeah. It makes a difference when you deal with professional people, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Erik.
It's a big list there. We won't even tell you, but he's quick with that finger, too. we not giving him no challenges today, though. Come on, mate. We'll hold tight. But you know, anyways, man, we've been talking about when we talked about the creative economy and what's happening or not happening out here. And secondly, we talked about our issues in the streets, namely around gun violence. And it seems like so many different things, of course, play into that. I mean, yeah. I mean, one thing when I talked to Chief Barnes, he's like, man, it's hard to just say exactly what the cause. I mean, there's so many different causes of people who are just out there doing wild stuff. But switching gears a little bit here, and hopefully on a positive note, man. What's up with Converge? What are you up to over there? What do you do at Converge? Like I know, but so listeners know. My mama be like, what's Erik up to now? What's that boy doing?
Oh man. Well, currently I am directing our show, The Pop-Up.
The Pop-Up
that airs live.
Ooh.
Live.
Yes.
Monday through Friday at 9 p.m.
Like Eric's like live. One show. That's it. You're making all this noise, huh?
Man, because we're only a week and some change in.
Well, actually, this will be week number 3, but not quite 10 episodes in. But yeah, live TV is a little, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, no,
it's very similar. Almost all the elements are similar of live radio, but there's some stuff that's very different.
Yeah, because people are live. You never know what you're going to get.
All the way down the wardrobe, One day I might come out here in my PJs and no one will ever know. But on TV, it's a tough one. What are your thoughts about the Pop-Up so far?
So far, I'm really enjoying the Pop-Up. I think it's something that is needed for just our creative economy and our city in a whole, right? That we have a space for people to just come down by making an appointment. Or you could pop up if you know us. But
hello.
But it's a space for everybody to come down and get their stuff off, right?
Right.
Be able to talk what they want to talk, share what they need to share, right? And I'm just excited to see more people popping up, right? And the conversations that are going to come, because as you said the other day, there's always something that will be in front of us that we'll have to talk about.
Yeah, I think that, we're getting it together. Hey, the graphics came out today. Some of the graphics started rolling out. This is the thing is Converge. Like, man, we didn't wait. So imagine if like today was the first day of the Pop-Up, because today is when our graphics package is out.
Mm-hmm.
So like if today was the first day of the Pop-Up, that would be crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, people forget the process of everything. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks they can jump from point A to point Z, right? And they don't. What do you call it? What do we call it? Shooting in the gym?
Yeah, shooting in the gym, man.
All right. Live your life as wise and not unwise, taking advantage of every opportunity, for these days are evil, right? It's this work ethic. So by the time that we got our graphics, right, the show's running somewhat up to par.
Yeah, I mean, we still got, we got lots of issues we got to try to figure out, but I think that's the beauty of what we talked about, though, is that we're dealing with and that we're dealing with a community and not an audience.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely what we've always dealt with, this community, And that's what really matters at the end of the day. I won't take you all the way down this rabbit hole about, Project 2025 and all that stuff that we were talking about on the way in, right? But one of the main things is, disenfranchised communities don't have power, If you keep us from working with each other, we don't have power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to know that we're on the other end of that by having the tools to be able to either keep community together or continue building on the community that we already have, So.
I feel that. Excuse me. I feel that.
Support local.
Yeah, definitely support local. I think I really like having the freedom. We just need more people. Ooh, we got an intern. We got interns. Name's F.A. He's coming in. He's from goes to Brown University.
Nice.
Yeah, no, and I think he attended Lakeside as well. He might have attended Lakeside with Tavis.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, man, this is an amazing young man who in like a week, 2 weeks. So we'll have F.A. and then also we'll have me Gil back.
Oh, nice.
So once these things happen, oh man, the pop up is gonna be crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it goes along the lines of what we're trying to do at Converge, is also just be able to give news and information to our community in a way that they appreciate. Don't want to talk over people's heads too much, but also not even trying to dumb it down. Just kind of be in the middle and tell people what it is. And actually last week we had Brian Callen here, a host of Seattle News, Views, and Brews, and that is the longest running show on Converge Media. That show is 5 years old. That's Mr. Consistency, Brian Callen of the Seattle channel and of Converge Media. Just outstanding, very outstanding dude. But that show is there just for that as well. Your weekly update of like what's happening around with news and information and all those kind of things. I think that's a role that we play at Converge, and we're limited to the resources that we have. Is only what we can do, and I'm sure everybody seems that same story. But we're hopeful to be in a space soon, oh, very soon. Hopefully, we'll be in a space where we'll be able to bolster that news and information side.
I mean, it's coming. I'm grateful for where we're at today and where we're at yesterday and where we're going to be at tomorrow, because it's really, we've seen so much worse. There's people in so many more worse positions, right? And just from the nature of the environment that we were raised in, man, as a CD kid, man, the only thing I know is how to go get it, right? Got to use the tools in your hand, and that's what is ingrained. So that's what makes every day looks great, because you can wake up every morning and know you can, and that's, without that, then situations would look real bleak.
Nah, this is true. It's there's only a few minutes left here, but it's real interesting. It's new political winds, as in wind, like wind blowing in Seattle. Of course, with Mayor Katie Wilson. A little bit of a change with Zahalai. I don't think we've really seen it enough. The county is kind of like a big ship.
Yeah,
it's of course much bigger than the city. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know that Mayor Wilson has entered office with a very distinct ideology, in following. But one thing I have seen is that on some issues, clearly not the millionaires, but on other issues, there has been someone, like all her people want her to take those cameras down in the first day in office. You know what I'm saying? But then, you talk to people who are impacted by crime, and they're like, no, these cameras need to be here. I guess the whole point of what I'm saying is it's going to be interesting to see how much compromise this mayor has on certain things.
I mean, I don't even know if I'm just going to be honest here. Do I even care until she gets elected again, right? Because 4 years versus 8, right? And you're already coming into a problem, right? She didn't have any experience. There's a lot of things, right? You know what I'm saying? But with people need time to fix things.
That's true. And you know what, Seattle, to be as thoughtful and all this and that and everything else, man, we are an impatient city. This city has only had one mayor. Mayors are good for serving one term in Seattle. Like, if you want temporary employment, last about 4 years and do something new, run for mayor of Seattle, man. Because one way or another, you are not going to stick around. Hey, listen, we're getting ready to wind things up here, Eric, man. How can people keep up with you, catch up with you, man? Also, you're a world-class photographer if they want to hire you.
Oh, yeah, man. Just go ahead and check me out on Converge. You can always find me. And you can also check out my website at www.contemporaryloveaffair.com. My Instagram, Kalligraphy, with a K, 2 L's, number 45, or put Kalligraphy Converge anywhere. I'll be there.
All right. He got it in, got it out, and we're getting out of here on time, man. Appreciate you guys for listening, and, of course, Eric Burris for making it happen. Until next week, this is the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 a.m. KKNW.
Cannot rest. We who